Hello dear students, my name is Diyorbek and I'm an IELTS instructor with a personal band score of 8.5. Throughout my teaching career, I have helped many students reach their desired scores in the writing portion of the exam. So I decided to team up with IELTS.1 so that I could reach out many of you who are struggling to get a score that you need for the writing portion of the exam. So this is the very first introductory lesson to the Writing Task 2 course. So in today's lesson, we will be learning the format of IELTS essay, because IELTS essay is very specific and different from the other types of essay that you might have learned. And then we're going to learn the band descriptors. Our goal is to turn what is written, what seems to be rocket science, and we will turn that into student-friendly language. And then we will learn how to write introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So this is a very introductory lesson to the Writing Task 2. I think writing is the most difficult section in the IELTS exam because of two main reasons. Because when we are learning languages, we primarily learn languages to be able to understand what we are reading and what we are listening to. And mainly, maybe we want to travel and we learn languages to be able to speak it. And writing seems to be the most neglected aspect or skill of the language. So for this reason, it might be difficult for most students. Another reason has to do with the fact that in your schooling, when you were studying at school, you might have learned different kind of writing, which is totally different from IELTS writing. For example, when I studied at school, I wrote a narrative essay. My teacher asked me to write an essay about how I spent my summer holidays. Or when it was Babur's or Al-Shanawi's birthday, we wrote essays about how great they were. So we didn't really get to write essays that is somehow similar to what you're going to have in the IELTS exam. So this is why it can be quite difficult for these two main reasons. So this is why let's first of all learn what kind of essay is IELTS essay. This is the main question. And I see students categorizing IELTS questions into different types, but this is a really wrong approach. So very first thing we need to understand that Writing Task 2 is a formal discursive essay in which you must present a fully developed position in response to the issue raised in the question. If you can do this successfully, you're going to get band 9 for task response. And here it is important to understand that the issue is not a problem. Issue is the same, or the topic of the essay question you are given. And you might be wondering what task response is. So you will be assessed according to four areas, which you will find in the publicly available band descriptors. So you can go to IELTS.org and download them. So we will be attaching them in the video below for this video's description. So there are four main areas upon which you will be assessed. The very first one is task response. So this is, I am, for example, presenting a fully developed position from band 9 here. And you might get a different band depending on how well you satisfy the requirements. So task response is how well you can present your arguments to the given question and how well you develop your reasons to have a fully developed position. Then we have coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion is while developing your ideas, how well you logically organize your ideas, whether or not you adhere to good paragraphing. These are all included in coherence and cohesion. Next, we have lexical resource. Lexical resource is a fancy way of saying vocabulary. So you need to use a range of vocabulary fluently and flexibly and to the point. Finally, we have grammatical range and accuracy. Pay attention, we have range and accuracy. Range means a variety of sentences that you use in your in your essays. Accuracy is how accurate, how error-free your writing is. And by the way, publicly available band descriptors are not that different from examiner version band descriptors. You still can learn a lot from learning the band descriptors and understanding the band descriptors. So in today's lesson, we will be learning how to write an IELTS essay for any given question that you might have in the exam. And we will try to understand all the areas of the band descriptors. Let's first start from looking at the format of an IELTS essay. So typically for any argumentative essay, you're going to have introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So format of an IELTS essay is similar. So you're going to have introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So the number of body paragraphs you're going to have is really important. Choosing the right number of paragraphs is important. IELTS strictly urges you to have a typical 4 body paragraph, but you may decide to have 3 main body paragraphs as well. But having more than 3, in my opinion, is a bit of an overkill. So either have 2 or 3 main body paragraphs. So as you can see in the slide, that body paragraphs are much larger compared to introduction and conclusion, because I liken the format of an IELTS essay to a sandwich. Yes, to a sandwich. Why? Because the part that you enjoy eating when you're eating sandwich is the lettuce, cheese, or tomato, right? That's the part that you enjoy eating. And the part that your IELTS examiner enjoys reading is body paragraphs, where you present your arguments and where you support your arguments. Imagine having really big slice of bread, like on either side of your enjoyable part, and then I don't think you will be able to really eat the sandwich because the slice of bread are too big to eat. So this is why it is important to keep introduction and conclusion shorter. So what your examiner wants to do, they want to simply run through their eyes and find no mistakes in introduction and conclusion parts. So please keep your introduction and conclusion relatively short and focus on writing your body paragraphs well. So I'm not in no way suggesting that they are less important, because your writing will be assessed holistically. So there is a holistic approach to the evaluation of your essay. So next we get to discover when we first get into IELTS writing different types of questions because of the so much misinformation available on the internet. So it is important that we are on the right track. So my question for you is, how many types of questions are there in writing task 2? So you might actually have been learning different types of questions, and you might be trying to learn a structure for a certain type of question. And I think this is a really wrong approach. In the IELTS exam, there are not any types of questions. Yes, there are not any type of questions. There is 0 type of question in the IELTS exam. So, however, there are some basic rubrics that you need to know. So the most common one, in my opinion, is to what extent do you agree or disagree? Or discuss both these views and give your own opinion. What are the causes and what measures can you recommend, and etc. Do the advantages of something outweigh disadvantages? So you will be given a statement, and then you will be asked these questions. And at the end, give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. As you can see, you need to give reasons for your answer. So if you remember in our very first slide, for us to be able to get band 9 in task response, we need to have a fully developed position. To develop that position, you need to present an argument. What is presenting a clear argument? Basically, dividing these questions into types, because as far as I know, some IELTS instructors like to discuss both these views and give your opinion at it, and they call it discussion, and some of them are categorized as opinion essays, and this causes a lot of confusion among IELTS students. So what do you want to do? You want to simply explain the reasons why you agree or disagree with an idea. or you want to explain the reasons why you believe the advantages of something outweigh the disadvantages. So basically, for all the questions as it is put in the task, you need to explain the reasons why you have that position. So for now, we're gonna move on to satisfying the band descriptors and learning what is there in the band descriptors. If you would like to achieve band 7 and above for task response, you need to address all parts of the task. And let's first look at the question to learn how many parts are there to a 13 question. So now you may read this question. Some people believe that parents should be responsible for teaching children right from wrong. Others think that schools should also teach children to behave well. Discuss both the views and give your own opinion. So you may now want to pause the video and tell me how many parts are there to this question. All right? So, all right, there are 3 parts to this essay question. The first part, what some people think. Some people think that parents should be the ones who are responsible for teaching children to behave well. The second view is opposite or alternative view, which is schools are responsible for teaching children to behave well. And there are these 2 obvious views. But the third part is your own opinion. Most students forget to include their own opinion, and this results in a low score in task response because they're not addressing all parts of the task. So this is why dividing the IELTS questions into types is wrong. Even if IELTS decides to somehow give you a totally new type of question, if you divide them into types, you won't be really taken aback. You will not be shocked because you know that as a student, your responsibility to get a high score is to address all parts of the task. So when you have the exam question, the very first thing that you need to do, you need to understand the question well to be able to address all parts of the task. So understanding the question includes 2 things. The very first thing that you need to ask yourself, what is the topic, focus of this essay? Meaning, context. That is the general topic. Every IELTS question has a general topic. Put yourself in the shoes of your IELTS examiner. So he or she has a responsibility to make an interesting question. So this time our IELTS examiner has decided to ask a question about teaching children to behave well. That's the general topic of this question. What about specific topic? Specific topic is the main issue or point that will be discussed in your essay. So for this particular question, the main issue is whether schools or parents are responsible for teaching children to behave well. And you also need to include your own opinion as well. So again, every IELTS question has a general topic and a specific topic. Understanding the question is really important to get a very high score for task response. And now we're gonna look at different parts of the essay. We're gonna start with introduction. How do we write an introduction? Well, it is important to understand that there are no hard fixed rules. So do not think for any part there are some hard fixed rules. You need to be fulfilling the band descriptors. If you fulfill the band descriptors with whatever style you are used to, then you can just hope to get a high score. But I recommend that to write introduction, you first introduce the general topic with a general statement and then introduce a specific topic, meaning you state your position clearly. Why? You need to state your position clearly because if you don't state your position clearly, you can kiss goodbye to 7 for task response. For 7 and above for task response, you need to present your position clearly throughout the response. So again, writing introduction actually involves doing 2 things. Introducing the general topic, and in our previous slide we learned how to identify the general topic. General topic is an overarching theme or idea of the topic of the question. So, and then you need to state your position clearly. For example, for this particular question, you need to introduce both sides, then include your position as well. So that's the main issue. That's the main specific topic of this essay question. So now I'm going to show you a different essay question, because in today's lesson we're not looking at any specific question, any specific rubric. We are looking at different questions so that you know how to write introduction, so that you know how to write body paragraphs and conclusion. Look at this essay question. So the question reads, new parents should attend a parenting course to learn how to bring up their children well. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So it's an interesting essay question actually. So yes, you can now pause the video to learn, to identify what the general topic is and what the specific topic is. So I will give you a few minutes to understand the question. All right. So now that you are back, I hope you got the general topic right, because for this particular question, the general topic is parenting, right? What about specific topic? Specific topic is should new parents be required to attend a parenting course to learn how to raise their children well? So again, to write introduction, in your first sentence, you're simply going to make a sentence about parenting. So you write in a way that you set up the next sentence. It should be a kind of a building block for the next sentence. So you need to introduce the general topic, and for the next question, you need to develop a fully developed position. Depending on how well you develop, you're gonna get different score. If you, for example, develop a fully developed position with well extended, well supported ideas, you're gonna get band 8 and band 9. But if you are not able to develop ideas with all relevant ideas, then you are decreasing your chances of getting band 8 and band 9. So please try to extend your ideas well. But again, these things we will talk in the body paragraphs. Now, so you might want to say something about parenting in a way that you want to set up the next sentence. So look at this sample introduction that I have here. So the role of appropriate parenting, correct parenting, is in raising good children is undisputed, right? We cannot deny it. And obviously something that those with children need to acquire. So this skill needs to be acquired by any parent. So this is a good way of introducing the topic. Now I am stating my position clearly so that I can get band 8 and above for task response. So should new parents attend a parenting course? So I need to now tell if I agree or disagree. And I'm saying, however, I disagree that new parents should take a parenting course for two main reasons. So my position is clear. So to write this introduction, what I did, I first of all identified the general topic, which is parenting. Then I identified the specific topic, which is the main focus of this essay. Should new parents be required to take a parenting course to learn how to bring up children well? And I am saying no, they're not supposed to be taking any courses. And I'm telling the examiner that I'm going to have two main body paragraphs. So, as I said earlier, your introduction should be relatively short and should be to the point, with a very general statement about to introduce the topic to the examiner and with a clear position in your introduction. So now that we've learned how to write introduction, we can now go on to learn how to write body paragraphs. To understand how to write body paragraphs, we again have to refer to the band descriptors. Okay, if I go to the band descriptors and look at task response, I can see that band 7 has presents, extends, and supports main ideas. And there are two, however, negative qualities with band 7. They have a tendency to overgeneralize, and they have irrelevant ideas, which reads supporting ideas may lack focus. These two problems will be resolved throughout the course. We will learn how to avoid overgeneralization, and we will learn how to only write relevant ideas. And then if you go to band 8, again it says presents and extends and supports. But now what they do in the band descriptor, they are changing just the adverb. So the difference between band 8 and 9 is in the choice of adverb. So band 9 fully extends and fully develops their ideas, whereas band 8 doesn't really do so in a subtle way. So now we can learn that to write body paragraphs, we actually have to do three things: present an idea, extend the idea, and support the idea. So you are actually, I hope, noticing the emphasis. I am saying extend the idea. So in English, there are two types of articles, right? Indefinite and definite article. We use definite article when we mention something unknown, and when you are mentioning it for the second time, we use the. So I am presenting an idea and extending exact same idea, and then I am supporting exact same idea. So now if you do the math, if you just put things together, you can figure out that I have to have one main idea in each paragraph. So this is true because if you go and look at Coherence and Cohesion 7, you can see that it says presents a clear central topic within each paragraph. Within each paragraph, you need to have one main idea. This is one of the most important things to know, because two aspects of IELTS writing that are most difficult for most students are task response and coherence and cohesion. The very reason why most students fail to score 7 and above for coherence and cohesion, they forgot to have only one main idea within each paragraph. So earlier I showed this Lego. So building a body paragraph is like building a Lego. At the top, you always need to have a sentence where you present your main idea, which we call topic sentence. In our next lesson, we're gonna learn how to make a clear topic sentence. And then you develop your ideas using different kinds of blocks, and then you also support it. So basically, to have a well-written body paragraph, you need to build a good Lego, shall we say. So now, for this question, we said we're gonna give two main reasons. So two main reasons for why I think that new parents should not take course is that the first reason is that those parenting courses serve no purpose because they are not really practical. So that's going to be my main idea for my main body paragraph 1. For the main body paragraph 2, I'm going to say there has been a change in the way people view marriage, in the way new parents bring up their children. So I will give these two reasons in my topic sentences, and then I will develop them with hopefully relevant ideas. So you now may read this body paragraph. Look at the topic sentence. Firstly, requiring parents to attend a course for parenting seems to serve no purpose. So this topic sentence tells the examiner what my main idea is in this first body paragraph. So I am telling that they're not really serving any purpose. So now I need to develop this idea with relevant arguments, with relevant reasons. And every time I'm writing a new sentence, it should add some value to the very first sentence. I should not repeat anything so that I have a better progression. But in this body paragraph, I have one sentence that doesn't really belong in. So you need to now read the paragraph and find that irrelevant idea. So if we remove that irrelevant idea, we increase our chance of scoring band 8 and 9. So please now pause the video and read the paragraph and find that idea that doesn't belong in this paragraph. All right, so now, firstly, requiring parents to attend a course for parenting seems to serve no purpose. Parenting is not a skill that can be learned by taking a course. Okay, while I concede that parenting courses might teach new parents basic things such as how to change a diaper or soothe a crying child, so we are making a concession, which is something that we will learn in our next lesson, I think these problems do not necessarily require some formal teaching. As a matter of fact, there are many parenting courses in Scandinavian countries. So I was talking about how formal teaching is not necessary. Then all of a sudden, I gave an example about Scandinavian countries and parenting courses there. So you might have found that this sentence doesn't really belong in this paragraph. So this sentence should be removed. Young parents learn to take care of their infants by trial and error, perfecting their parenting skills as they have to deal with day-to-day problems. So now I have no irrelevant idea in this paragraph. I have a clear topic sentence with well-supported, well-extended ideas. So I have only one main idea in this paragraph. Now, if you remember, my second reason for disagreeing with taking parenting courses has to do with the change in the way parenting is seen. So I have this topic sentence. Secondly, the age in which people are having their first children is now relatively late. So this paragraph is going to argue why it is unnecessary to take parenting course, because most parents are having their children at a very late age. So now we're explaining. Again, this paragraph has that same sentence which doesn't belong in this paragraph. Please again pause the video and find that sentence that doesn't belong in this paragraph. All right, now that you are back, we can continue reading. So that is to say, most people now get married and have children in their 30s, which means that they already have sufficient experience and knowledge to deal with their newborn children. As these new parents have already seen ups and downs of life, tasks that new parents traditionally faced no longer pose a great problem to these modern parents. Some parents nowadays don't want to have children. Wow, I have this sentence because I was talking about how they have seen ups and downs of the life and they have good experience at their disposal, and all of a sudden I started talking about how modern parents don't want to have children. So this sentence doesn't belong in this paragraph. Please always logically continue your ideas. So this idea should be removed from this paragraph. Now, finally, I am going to finish this paragraph with this sentence. Moreover, these older parents have probably seen friends and family members raise their children, and so can refer to this experience now. So again, I have one main idea in this paragraph with well-extended, well-supported ideas. And if you carefully learn both of these paragraphs, I have a variety of sentences, and also I am using clear paragraphing, and there are sufficient range of vocabulary, and we are using referencing and cohesive devices successfully. So again, to write body paragraphs, you do three things. You present an idea in topic sentence, then you extend it, meaning you develop it, and then you support it with real life example. And of course, you don't do it in the exact same order, because after you have written your topic sentence, you simply develop it with relevant ideas. So the final paragraph we write is conclusion. And in my opinion, conclusion is the easiest paragraph to write because you already have written everything. So basically what you do, you summarize two of your, how many ideas you have, depending on how many ideas you have, you're gonna summarize them. So for this particular question, we have two main ideas. So we're gonna summarize them. we're gonna retell them, and then we're gonna restate our position again, because for band 7 and above, for task response, I need to have a clear position. So my position was, I disagree that new parents should take parenting course. So basically, again, it's the easiest paragraph to write, but you might actually spoil this easy paragraph by including a new idea. Please never ever include a new idea in your final paragraph. So you just simply have to summarize your main ideas, and you need to restate your position to the exam question. So if you remember, our exam question was, should new parents be required to take parenting courses to learn how to bring up their children well? So my two main ideas were presented, so I'm going to simply restate them. So in conclusion, not only are parenting courses too theoretical to be useful, but they're also useless, as many people are already equipped with enough skills because of late marriage. So I have summarized both of my main ideas. Now I'm going to restate my position. Therefore, I totally disagree that parenting courses should be offered to new parents. So that sums up our essay. So to quickly recap, in today's lesson, we learned the format of an IELTS essay. We learned how to write introduction. Before you start writing, you should first of all identify the general topic, because you need the general topic to introduce your essay, to start your essay with a general statement. And then you're gonna have to identify the specific topic to which you develop a fully developed position. And specific topic is the main point or issue raised in the question. Then you write a thesis statement, sometimes called its thesis statement, to state your position clearly. And then you write body paragraphs. To write body paragraphs, you do three things. You present an idea, you extend the idea, and you support the idea. And you do this for 2 or 3 body paragraphs. And finally, you write a conclusion where you summarize your main ideas and restate your position again. So now, we also learned the band descriptors. I'm going to attach the band descriptors in the video description. There will be a PDF with questions in it. So you need to now go to that activities and do and complete all the tasks given in the PDF and complete them, and then watch the next video.